Hey everyone, my name is Chris. I was very lucky to play scrims, tournaments and ranked matches with and against some of the best light players in the world. Here are a few important lessons I've learned from them that will drastically improve your performance. Light is both the weakest and the most difficult class in the game. Not only you have to be exceptional and extraordinary just to have mediocre results in the game, but having a light in the team makes the team coordination a living hell. Every little positional or mechanical mistake from your part will result in a death or a 1 HP situation where you are essentially staggering yourself for an additional 7 to 10 seconds before you can slow reset and re-engage. Every missed stun, glitch or frag is going to lose you team fights, cash outs and games. It's going to be really frustrating and your teammates would refuse to play with you because every single time you play with them, nothing works. You lose games that you should have won and overall something is different. Your teammates have to completely change their easy and straightforward playstyle with double heavy medium or double medium heavy to play whole another game. So you can just hard force light because you're adamant about your decision and will not swap no matter what. So how are the top tier players are making light class work? Every single time there is a scrim or a tournament, top tier light players are going for the same build that allows them to stay flexible. MP5, stun gun, glitch grenade, frag grenade and a cloaking device are an absolute must if you want to get the highest performance possible. If you were to experiment with different weapons in this game, you will quickly realize that they are either very unreliable, like melee weapons or throwing knives, or they are forcing you to play from certain range. For example, LH1 is an incredible weapon when we talk about mid and long distances, but when you're playing up close, the time to kill is significantly higher than on an MP5, making you essentially lose every single fight you would have won. M11 on the other hand is very nice up close, but if you have the chance to go for some combined damage with your medium and kill a person across the map, you will fail to do that. It all sounds like a wasted potential because you would be able to win in situations like this if you were to have an MP5. I personally had many situations when I wish I had more range to kill an opponent that escaped on 1 HP, or quite the opposite, I were to have faster time to kill so I can win the duel against a medium with Scar and Recon Senses. In a build like this, stun gun will allow you to reliably counter heavy mesh, C4 barrels and RPG. When we talk about medium, they won't be able to escape with movement, won't be able to use the defibrillator, steal the cash out or heal their teammates. Lights are just gonna die from cringe the second you stun them. Stun gun is also a great tool when we talk about last second clutch situations on the cash out when enemies are stealing, body blocking with mesh, body blocking with bubble, and the only win condition is to stun a person that's stealing. Both glitch and frag grenades will allow you to force enemies out of their positions of power. You can stagger them in closed rooms and corridors, as well as you will be able to find value from your class even if your team is already fighting, but you are late to the party for some reason. Invisibility is also a must because fundamentally speaking, this game is not about getting flashy kills with grapple or breaking enemy ankles with an evasive dash. It's about defending and stealing cash out. Cloaking device will allow you to go in and out of the fight multiple times. It will make you deadly and unpredictable in comparison with an evasive dash that you can use and you won't be able to go for a disengage, or if you are disengaging, you won't be able to go back into a fight. When you're playing with invis, opponents would have to spend a lot of energy keeping their guard up at all times, waiting for you to strike. It's also incredibly demanding on mechanics, as not only you have to be extremely precise when you are shooting a small 150 HP cockroach, but you also going to be forced to quickly turn around, and a lot of players cannot really do that, so they are going to be an easy kill for you. After we spoke about the perfect build and a composition, it's important to talk about the general playstyle. I usually see players making two common mistakes. You are either engaging in a fight way too early and allowing your opponents to react, quickly turn around and destroy you, as they would always have faster time to kill due to health pool difference. Another mistake is when people are engaging in a fight too late. Your teammates are already fighting while you are griefing the other team on the other side of the map, or perhaps you are trying to find an entrance to a building because you thought it would be a smart idea to go for a long flank. Ideally, you want to combine your glitch grenades and frag grenades with your team jumping on enemies. You need to speak about your plans before the fight and let your teammates know what you are going to do and if they should go or not. For example, you've hit a few glitch grenades and you understand that heavy is going to be without the shield for pretty much the whole duration of the fight. You quickly tell your teammates to engage, they drop down or they pad on them, and it is an easy kill. In comparison with you missing a glitch, telling your team to go, and bro just presses Q button and he effectively upped his health pool, effective health pool, by 3 times. After going for glitch and frag nades, try to look for a stun on an enemy. If you are able to stun heavy, it will essentially means that he won't be able to use mesh, bubble, RPG or C4s. If you are going for a medium stun, he won't be able to heal, defib, use movement, use an APS, and pretty much going to be useless. Lights are gonna fall apart. If you already killed one enemy but the fight is long and still going, it would be a very smart idea for you to camp his body and stun the medium that's going for a defibrillator, or stun the light that's trying to take a person in a safe place and rest by hand. Not only you have to be intact with your medium and heavy when it comes to engagement timings, but you should engage second, meaning that you have to allow your teammates to take all the fire onto them. You have to understand that your heavy has a lot of effective HP, meaning that he can use his mesh for 1000 HP, bubble for 300, he can play around natural cover, he can be healed by his heal beam medium, and overall these guys are gonna stay alive for as long as they want pretty much. So you have all the time in the world to set up and pick off the targets that are clueless, out of position, out of utility, out of ammo, simply because they thought they are in a massive advantage when it comes to player count. Another very important psychological tip I had to learn the hard way is that you absolutely not the carry in your team. You have to understand that, especially if you just starting playing the light class, stop trying to carry every single game. If you have 3 times less damage than your heavy, it's absolutely okay, because again, the goal of this game is to steal and defend cash outs, not to farm the most damage. If you find yourself in a situation when you are constantly dying, instead of saying that light class is terrible, try to think about ways that you can actually improve your positioning. Maybe you are overcommitting way too much, maybe that you are dying without no reason, for nothing. Perhaps your teammates are not that good and you need to change them. And by changing your teammates to a better ones, you will quickly realize that they are creating so much more space for you to work with that it's going to be easier to perform well on a light class. By far the biggest mistake people make while playing light compositions is that they are trying to play it like double heavy or double medium. They are just pressing W, poking enemies, and then finishing up the fight with heavy, medium, light composition. You have to search for windows of opportunity for you to strike. You want to make sure that you have the perfect conditions for you to go in and destroy your enemies. Luckily, you have invis for that to scout, you have glitch grenades and frag grenades to set up good positions for yourself, because if your opponents are in a position of power, you can always force them out of it to a very uncomfortable spot, wait a little bit for your team to come, set up 3-1 and destroy them like that. Let me know what you guys think about a video like that, whether you want a second part about heavy or medium. See you in the next one. Peace.